joining me. I want to show you a really easy way to make a home-baked apple pie. I know that some people are a little afraid of the whole make your own pastry, make your own filling kind of thing. And there's certainly different stages that you can get to. There's pre-made pie crust, there's pre-made pie filling. I'm going to show you a little bit of one of those that you can make easily. This is an apple pie filling that we actually use for cakes. But it really works great for all kinds of things, different trifle cakes, small hand pies. I'm going to show you that as well today. But I really just want to kind of show you my version of making a quick apple pie. Now, this does not have a strong cinnamon flavor. A lot of times people will pour this out into a bowl and add a little bit of cinnamon, maybe a little drizzle of melted butter just to give a little bit of extra flavor to it. Now, what I've got here is a pre-made pie crust. It's just a 9-inch. This is a little trick of mine that some people might disagree with, but I just have this pet peeve about the base of my pie crust being a little bit too soft. For me, a pie crust needs to be well cooked through, and for some reason, it just tends to not get that way. So I pre-bake mine for about 5 minutes. I don't bake it all the way through. What I'm going to do here is add another top crust once I've put my filling in, and if I baked it too far, then it's not going to stick very well when I add the water. So let's just walk through this, and I'll show you how that goes. So I'm just going to cut this off so that I can get the pie filling out. And one sleeve is pretty much all you need for one pie. And I'm just going to squeeze that out right into the pie crust. Now again, I baked this for about 5 minutes. It's still very pale. It's almost a little bit doughy. But again, I want my pie top to be able to stick to that. So again, this is a pre-made pie crust. I'm just going to roll this out. And there's going to be a little bit extra than what I need, which is great because I'm going to make a couple of hand pies. So I'm just going to roll this out. And I'm just going to lay it right over the top. Oh, I got to brush with water first. Don't forget that. Really give a good watering on this because it is going to need a little bit more to absorb because we did pre-bake a little bit. But again, it's going to be well worth it in the end because we're going to have that nice, flaky, crispy, done bottom crust. I think it's worth that extra effort to do that 5-minute pre-bake. Okay, so moistened all the way around. And then just lay this over the top. Okay, and then you're just going to push down a little bit. And then take a knife and just go around the outside of your pan. And then we're going to go back with a fork and make sure it's sealed. So save this extra. You can do little designs with it, or I'm going to show you how to do a hand pie here in a second. And the hand pies are just kind of a small version of the big pie. So I'm just taking a fork here and just making sure, I'm giving a little design, but really the purpose of this is to make sure it's sealed where I touch down on the base crust. We don't want any of our good apple pie goodness seeping out. So now what I like to do is to make it look a little bit more rustic and homemade is I'm going to add a little bit of a sugar coat to it. First, what you want to do to make sure that this doesn't expand and explode, you want to give some air vents. I usually just do 3. You can do some cutouts if you prefer before you put it on the pie so that it looks pretty. But basically all I'm going to do is go back and brush. You can use milk or water, an egg wash if you want to. That might get a little bit extra brown, so just be careful of the egg wash. But the water is really just to make sure that this sugar sticks to the pie crust. And I'm just going to use a nice sanding sugar. Just a light coat, nothing too heavy. Easy, easy, easy. Now I'm just going to pop this in a 375-degree oven. I always put it on a cookie tray just in case anything oozes out. 375-degree oven, about 20 to 25 minutes. It's going to be a perfect pie with very little effort. It looks home-baked. So let me just put these scraps together. I'm going to show you real quick how to make a hand pie. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the hand pie, also known as a fried pie or a baked pie or a skillet pie. Basically, you can put any kind of fruit filling in here. You can make your own pie crust for this, or you can use one of these pre-made crusts, as I said. This is what I had left over from what I cut off, just to show you the size I'm going to do. But you can certainly do a whole batch of just pie crust and get these cut out. This is about a 4.5-inch cutter here. It's going to make a nice, kind of medium-sized pie. You can certainly do them miniature like this size or even a little bit bigger, whatever you want. But this tends to be everybody's kind of favorite size for a pie that's several bites. So I just cut out the circle. I just want to make sure it doesn't stick. And then first, before I put my filling in, I'm just going to brush the edge with water, just very lightly, all over. And then I'm going to put my filling in. Now be careful when you're doing this not to overfill, and I kind of try to stay towards the center even though this is going to be the side that I'm going to fold onto, just so it doesn't ooze out. So I'm just going to put a little bit there, and again, being careful not to overfill. It's a really easy thing to do. So I'm just going to stretch this side a little bit, pull it over, and make sure my edges meet, touch down all around, and then I'm going to come back with my fork and just make sure that's sealed nicely. Just like my big pie. These are just kind of cute, easy to grab. People don't need a plate or a fork to eat them. They can just kind of grab and go. But for this one also, I'm going to do the top. I really like that look. Now, as I said, a lot of times these are known as fried pies, but I think it's just as easy to bake them. I'm going to put the sugar on top of that water, just like I did on my big pie. And I really like this sugared look. It kind of looks like it's a home-baked look. It's just a little bit of crunch on the crust that's not normally there when you do a fried pie. On the other hand, the fried pie does give that nice golden brown, kind of oozy, different kind of texture. So try it both ways. I think you're going to find pros and cons to both methods. So that's just an easy apple pie. When you go to the Sweetwise website, I hope you look not only at the apple pie filling that's really easy, but some of the other fillings that we have there as well. It's a great blueberry one. But also take a look at these pie containers that we have. These are new, and we have these in a 9 and a 10-inch size, and they have a nice tall lid. So if you end up doing a meringue pie, then you've got plenty of room for that as well. But these come not only individually, but in bulk packages, and kind of what we specialize in here is small bulk packaging. So if you have like a small bakery, or even if you want to give these away to like teachers or neighbors, that sort of thing, you can find something easy like a 25 pack. So take a look at that, go to the Sweetwise website, and I hope you enjoy your baking this fall. Thanks for watching.